Last week on Flight Room TV.
Or can the girl next door actually pay the bills with the OnlyFans? Are you the girl next door? Okay,
I am.
right, yeah.
So my literal bio says I'm not an adult entertainer or a stripper. I'm just a bitch up the block that likes to smoke weed and thirst trap.
In blood, the numbers of Satanism, even the 10:18 scripture,
Right.
Luke chapter 10 verse 18.
Okay, P was ready.
Yeah, man.
And he was popping this for
1,800 flu cases in this
Last
in
year.
2021 COVID season, and it was 38 million flu cases the year before. What does that?
All across the board, like if it went legal across the whole country, do you think that's that actually is a good thing? You know, like I think that honestly, I think if it went legal all across the board, I feel like it would change the dynamic between men and women. The whole dating scene would change immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like overnight type shit. Them joints would have been. Them shits would have been hard if they took all that satanic shit off it though.
For real.
Them shits would have actually been all right.
Yeah.
Don't send me no dick pic. I don't want to see that. No, I
Hold up, you about to get a whole flood of them drops.
Listen, no. I only accept them.
You seen what's his name? Like the Blues Clues guy. Then next you know, this nigga like in a rap video, like
oh shit.
Shit, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like what the hell?
yo.
It's like
Exactly,
come on, man.
right. Exactly.
It's like what the fuck is this shit?
Yo.
It's like come on, man. That's wrong as shit. Like that's a violation. Like that nigga should damn near be getting his ass beat for that shit.
Yo.
I'm not even lying.
Absolutely.
Funny you say that. I do squirt art.
Whoa. I have never
Wow.
I could really
I've
say
never heard that shit.
And I call this one Africa. So I consider myself a visual artist, if that makes sense.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually that's pretty damn
That does
impressive.
look like Africa. I'm not even like joking. I'm not even trying to be funny. That's really art.
No,
It's like if this was anybody else, like you would been held to the same fire. So I don't want to hear about the gay shit. No, like I don't want to hear about that. If you was anybody else, like we would have the same response. So I like do not want to hear that. And the thing is, like, there's so many like talented gay artists, fucking Frank Ocean, Sam Smith, Elton, and Freddie Mercury, and all that shit. But what's the difference? What's the difference? Them niggas like have talent. They got awards and shit. Like you busting it open like the other hoes out here that don't have talent. So I don't know.
It's just
be on some do without will. Like as much as niggas want it, and do without will is a Satanist fucking like mantra. So it's like it's crazy how we as a society has this do what you want to do, be who you want to be, and don't even realize like, and that's what leaves the door for this shit right here. So at a certain fucking point, we as people need to have a fucking boundary that's set and say certain shit you entertainment niggas just can't do. They have to know that we can't allow.
Yeah, hey, what's going on? It's the Flight Room Podcast. This is Remy, please. I'm with Lighthouse. I'm with CMO. I'm with Concourse P.
Hey.
This is episode 50. This is a milestone in itself. It's episode 50. What a coincidence. It is National Beer Day. Holla back.
Hey.
Also, it's Concourse P birthday. This nigga turned 50 years old on episode 50.
50, perfect time, man.
Happy birthday, man.
He got the clean, see-through shape up. Got the clean Adidas on. Speaking of Adidas, we are giving away right now. We're gonna hit y'all off break. We didn't, preview this, a couple weeks in the making right now. We about to give away these Krusty Burger sneakers to one lucky winner. Also comes with a Flight Room TV hoodie, similar to what Lighthouse have on right now. You get to pick the color, you get to pick the size. So yeah, let's get this one and popping.
Just let them know I won already. Just let them know.
Nah, you didn't enter, my brother. You did not enter, my brother. So we're gonna spin this magical wheel right now, and hopefully, you know what I mean. Y'all can see that.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, we see it.
This is gonna be the winner. It's Monica Sherry.
Oh, Monica Sherry.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, boom. You get the hoodie. You get the sneakers. You can do whatever you want with it. We also going to do another spin for the $50 gift card, right? $50 gift card. You know what I mean? You can do whatever with it. I hope you put it right back and get some flight room merch. So let's give this another spin.
Oh yeah, double up on that merch.
Dad and shit. Okay, yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, I ain't mad. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's season's givings. You know, it's P birthday, but we giving the gifts.
Exactly.
So boom, yeah, those are two winners. Congratulations. Who's that? Monica Sherry. Monica Sherry and Dad and shit. Yep, y'all gonna get y'all gifts soon. I'm gonna reach out on y'all on the Instagram. Make sure y'all hit. Yep. Follow us.
Congratulations.
Yep. And we want y'all to post that too on the real. We know we had y'all cooperation and all that shit. But yeah, it's the Flight Room podcast, episode 50.
Way to start that out.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all for even participating in that shit. But yeah, I don't even like what y'all want to get into. Somebody mad that they ain't went?
Me?
Oh, yes, you did miss out on the giveaway. Okay, yep. It was easy. We've been posting it every week. Yeah, so what's been in the news that y'all been following?
Man,
what's the Bama name? The Devin Bama? Devin Chauvin or something like that?
Yeah, I want to get into that. But most importantly, let's send some prayers. Let's send some prayers up for DMX because he's in a bad position.
Yeah, DMX.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to start.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Prayers up DMX, man.
Yeah, prayers up. They say he's off life support. But
he's still in a coma, I think.
He's not in great position. So I don't know. DMX was like, I didn't really like listen to him because you know when you're a kid, like you just listen to you can't listen like how you listen to now, but
yeah,
it was some, you know, I always appreciate like his storytelling records. I think those like resonated with me more than any other drums. Of course, he was like probably like the first like crunk rapper for real though. Like if you think about it, the energy he came with. But
man, hell yeah. And like touching on DMX, like that was kind of like my era a little bit, just because I'm a little older than y'all. That was always my high school hype shit.
Yeah, 45.
Just just everything, just the energy, and even the other side, the prayer that he always used to bring to it too. Like I felt like DMX used to give his humility to us, so that's why a lot of people like connected. And he would talk about real life problems. You know, he had the drug problems, all that other shit. But like, I just like him because he never held back his emotions. And he always expressed that shit, and it's always like he puts 100% in every verse, everything he does. So it's not that type of passion anymore in hip hop like that shit used to be. So yeah, man, definitely prayers up. And if he does come back, I don't know what situation he's gonna be in, like being able to make music and all that shit. But like just his presence alone is good energy. I mean, the response to like even hearing about this that I've seen via social media and even Rough Riders popping up, hospital, all that shit. It just goes to show, it speaks volumes. So right. I hope it ain't there for him, but then again, I don't want it to become a point where it's just like, you know, he just a vegetable for real. Like I feel like that'd be unfortunate too. That was a question I was going to ask. If you had to make that decision, what would you do in that position if you had to like pull the plug for somebody? You know, make that conscious decision for them. Could you like do that shit?
I think everybody need to talk about that before you get to that point too.
Exactly.
Like, and people don't really do that.
Yep.
People don't really like, set the bed before they get there. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Especially young black dudes too. Especially if you live in wild too. You live in wild, like don't I think I said this a while ago too. Like don't set your family up because you're already gonna be mourning, for the love loss and everything else. Just don't make that transition difficult. But I think you need to I don't know, make a will. It's not, it's not setting you up in a negative light, but as long as you make preparations for that afterlife, you should do so. So you can, take care of your loved ones properly and stuff. But,
yeah, man, don't put the burden on them for that.
Yeah, because that's a heavy burden.
And that's some trauma too. And it's just a big responsibility.
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm mad. We starting this dark.
Say, one of my favorite DMX moments was probably, to be honest with you, was back in Backstage. Remember that movie Backstage?
Oh yeah, that shit was
doing
wild.
The Rough Rider.
I'm gonna go on eBay right now and buy that shit.
Rough Rider. It was Rough Rider Rockefeller tour, I think, right?
Yeah,
and Murder Inc. I think,
Beans and Murder Inc.
Was on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I remember it was one scene when him and Jay-Z was freestyling, and I remember they was battling in behind the backstage of one of the shows and shit. So I thought that was vicious right there. So that's one of my favorite moments. But just overall as a rapper, DMX definitely had a real strong run. Like his height was he had like a tall ceiling. You know what I'm saying? As far as a rapper, it was like the late '90s, middle school when that song came out with Swiss Beats. What's it called? You know that very first song, that Rough Rider song that came out. I can't remember the name of that joint.
Do y'all do?
Yeah,
that one was.
So what's the name of that? Rough Riders Anthem. Rough Riders Anthem. Yeah. Rough Riders Anthem. That's the name of that joint. Rough Riders Anthem. Yeah. So I remember when that shit came out. I remember being in middle school, and I just remember some kid turned BET on in the classroom, and that video came on. I just remember everybody in the classroom was captivated. Like they was just like, you know what I'm saying, just stuck, just like looking at that movement. Not even seeing like some kids in the class like trying to move like them and watch how, you know what I'm saying. So you seen that the influence was strong. And then remember they had like the motorcycles and shit like that, and they had the little double R what's it called?
Rough Riders,
symbol. Remember all that shit? Yeah, so that Rough Rider symbol, that shit was like
the
real
bike community.
You know what I'm saying? So and then when it was a lot of kids was drawing that shit on their binders and shit like that, or in their lockers. I remember all that shit. So DMX like during that late '90s, early 2000s era, like he had like maybe a good 3 or 4 years like where he pretty much dominated the rap game next to Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was a legend, man.
A lot of people that grew up in that era say DMX was above Jay-Z for real.
Yeah,
and at one point he was.
Industry had to say that too, though.
I just looked up that Backstage DVD. It's on eBay, brand new for damn near $50. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, they know though. They already know. In a seal, shit.
Right.
$50. Wow.
People probably will pay that though.
No, they would.
It is a good
uncover a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I liked it because it was so raw too. It was just like pretty much raw footage,
the raw shit
type shit. Yeah,
remember they brought that joint in the bathroom?
Yep, I sure do.
Yeah,
that's when I was like, wow, this is what happens at the shows. Like, yeah, I remember that. I remember all that shit. I know there was probably so many more wild stories.
Hell yeah.
I remember Beans on there. Because State Prominent was on there.
Beans, Memphis Bleak. That's when Memphis Bleak was like bitching Ja Rule. He's like, get out the car, Ja.
yeah. Yep. That's when he was like little nigga shit. Yeah, you can see some crazy. If you watch that now, you're probably like, damn, that was a little nigga for real.
Right.
Yeah. Ja Rule tells some crazy stories too about DMX. I saw like he had this story. He's like, yeah, DMX is crazy. One time I was recording with him at the studio. He stole this dude's car. We got pulled over. Blah blah blah. He's like, and then it was like a time where DMX didn't talk to him for like 3 months, right? I guess people was in his ear like, oh yeah, Ja Rule trying to steal your style, So Ja Rule said he saw him somewhere and he approached him. He's like, hey man, I'm not trying to steal your style, He's like, I swear to God, all this. He's like, DMX looked to be like this. He said, "You know what you write? It's drag on." And then he walked off. He's like, "That's why I knew that nigga was crazy." I was like, "What?" But you gotta hear the whole story is like 10 minutes. But he's like, "Yo, that nigga's crazy for real." like I didn't even understand it. But it's like,
That's
you know, yeah. He was like, "Nah, it ain't you. It's drag on." And he's like, he just walked off and shit. Like it was crazy. And they were like in the middle of the city somewhere.
You know what's even crazy though, and I'm hearing a lot of rappers like speak on this on like podcasts like Drink Champs and like some other junks like that. They saying like where are these rappers now getting all this money? Because we watch Backstage and they taking buses from city to city, you know, and they was selling CDs like physical copies, and of course you're gonna get more money off the physical copies and stuff like that.
You're right.
And shows and stuff, it was like a strictly cash business. But now, like everything's streamed, everything's available for the most part for the free. So how are these rappers now getting so much money where they're getting private jets to fly city to city and shit like that?
Yeah,
like,
man. You know,
like that's
crazy. You do say
like
that.
The old heads.
It does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, the old heads are like raising eyebrows. I seen Method Man say this. I seen Cameron say this. I seen Nori say this. I seen multiple rappers say this. Like OGs in the game. Like where are they getting all this money from? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I just saw that meth joint where he was saying like, how's niggas coming in the game flying private?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's all.
Yeah. It costs 47 racks to fill up a private jet. You going back and forth all fucking month like you doing.
Right.
But he is right. Remember I mentioned like how some of these companies put that life insurance on these niggas, like all types of shit. I don't know if they are like fronting them with like just
or maybe they just like maybe they kind of like swooning them, like how like big like college programs kind of like swoon kids and bring them on college visits and shit like that. Maybe it's like that type of deal. I don't know. I just when they said it, now it kind of makes sense, and now it's kind of fishy.
Yeah, and
that's
the thing.
But the thing is, a lot of the rappers, you don't even really know who really is like the most successful rappers, because it'll be dudes that you don't even know about. They have big ass followings. They flying private jets, all kinds of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? No songs on the radio, getting all kinds of money. And it always make me think like, is the radio even valuable anymore? Because it seemed like some of these guys that don't even be on the radio be getting more money than the niggas on the radio.
Right.
So I don't know.
I agree with you too, because in that whole look, just even that stigma, that whole presentation they roll out, it's like these niggas have already made, eclipse the plateau. Like they're already on. It used to be a grind for this shit, man.
Right.
You really didn't break through to probably to like your second, third album type stuff.
Right.
Yeah, like so I feel where they're coming from. I just don't understand, like, first of all, what the record companies are getting out of this shit, like how they're making the money, and like how, just like you said, these dudes are coming into the game with millions already on deck, hundreds of thousands, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
In advance.
I don't know if it's millions. I just know that the lifestyle they portraying is, more than what the sales or streams are projecting. And
so they're faking it so they make it, or what?
I don't know. Maybe it's like maybe they just, I don't know. Maybe it's the labels that are shelling out the money. Like I don't know. Maybe these jets are company owned, or something like that. Yeah,
I was thinking that too. Like maybe they use the same jet for all the artists and shit.
Maybe, maybe.
That type, but still, it costs bread to fill them jets up and stuff though too. Just like they said, it ain't cheap to gas on no damn jet. And even when you look at shows, these motherfuckers ain't coming into the game making 50 racks a show. Like that shit just ain't happening. That's another thing. I don't even think
during
they make 10 racks a show.
During COVID.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right, Corey.
Yeah. So it's like, just like, and all these niggas ain't pushing no weight. I can say that right now. Not the game like that at all.
Talking about it too.
Exactly. They be the dumbest. These be the dumbest. Yeah. What kind of plug? I wouldn't want you as no fucking plug. Nigga, you just made a video. You got 30 million hits. I can't get them from you no more. Like, damn. Yeah. Don't even mention me in the stories either. Like, goddamn.
He said the story.
Yeah, because they do be snitching. They be telling on each, like, all that bullshit, man.
Right.
That's the game.
All right. So on the rapper tip, we still on the rapper tip. YouTube, like YouTube Brash has taken down YG's video, 2000. I don't know when was his debut, like 2014 or some shit like that. They took his video "Meet the Flockers" off YouTube because it had Asian hate lyrics, as they say nowadays.
What did it say?
What was the exact quote?
Yeah, anybody know?
I got it right here, brother. It says, first you find a house and scope it out, find a Chinese neighborhood because they don't believe in bank accounts.
Oh, damn.
Is that Asian hate?
Yeah.
Or is that
No.
or is that just being a criminal and
Yeah, he talking about hustling because that's
Right.
how they do, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like being a criminal.
It's not hate. He's not
criminal activity.
implying-
yeah.
He's not telling you go rush on these motherfuckers and all that shit. I know they did this because all them Asian hate crimes that's going around right now.
All right, but
I don't think that.
maybe I'm disconnected. Like what Asian hate crimes are happening outside of that shooting in Georgia?
Yeah, just random shit like a motherfucker will get punched in his face walking down the street or something, you know, just shit like, but they'll highlight that. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, black people getting called niggas out here and all types of shit. I don't hear nothing about that.
But
like,
I don't see like where like the stats that there is like, you know, random acts of violence.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you know, that random CNN shit just to, like fill in the spot. I've seen them before. I've seen a couple, the Asian hate crimes.
But like, why is it separate? Like,
rappers be talking about
anything. That's what I'm saying. Like anything. Like I don't. It's all a glorification of and a lot of this shit is like, you know, entertainment. So why is this like? Why are they taking this as the truth?
Right. And why are they pushing the whole Asian? Hate thing too.
But I was just, and not just that, but like just a lot of rappers in general be talking about committing crimes against other black niggas all the time. So I don't understand why, you know, all of a sudden now it's like
that's okay
because you mentioned the Asian.
Right.
It's okay. You can make millions of dollars. You're gonna have a whole entire music industry, you know, or a whole genre of music, you know, making money in order, and you know, criminalizing other black people. But when you say a line about an Asian person, it gets banned.
That's what I'm saying, dog. His whole album too, the whole shit. And wasn't that a Grammy nominated? His first one, Meet the Flockers.
Oh, they gonna take that.
I'm sure
they're gonna take that, buddy.
Music. I'm sure he's talking about committing violence against other black people, and he won a Grammy off that. But then this gets banned because of a line in the song. Okay.
Years later, so many years later.
I don't
know.
So many years later. It feels like this was like a YouTube upper brash listening to a YG song that he probably listened to 100 times over. Like, wait a minute. Like this is now this is rubbing me the wrong way. Yeah. Now this shit is rubbing me the wrong way.
I told you, man, that opinion.
They had to go back to 2014 to find that shit though.
Right.
Damn.
Like, come on, man.
Digging.
Oh yeah.
He had to probably like re-record this shit. Yeah, re-record it and then put the shit back out because they put it back on like all the streaming platforms. But like,
what Asians was listening to YG and knew even about that? I didn't even know about that shit. I don't even listen to YG like that. I might know one YG song.
Nah, it's. I mean, everybody listen to rap. Everybody listen to rap. It's just,
everybody listen to rap.
These big companies or these, you know, big positions in companies are taking so much accountability for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you the voice for everybody? You know what I mean? In your community. That's the fucked up part. Because everybody
also let you know that's also a sign to let you know these rappers can't say nothing else, no more Asian bars. So no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nothing any community outside of your own. They're gonna keep it within our shit.
So they're gonna take down Travis Scott like Chopsticks. They're gonna take down that song. They're gonna take down I was watching like Rush Hour. I was watching Rush Hour the other day. And that shit is hilarious, but that shit is so much like Asian and black jokes. Like,
yeah,
so,
it is.
So, is Rush
They
Hour?
coming for Kentucky, dog.
Yeah, they are.
Nah, I'm just saying they gonna come for.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah, it's a matter of time.
You know,
if they went back to 2014 for a song, you know what I'm saying? That I'm pretty sure it's not even as popular as the Rush Hour
franchise.
Yeah, franchise. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time they're gonna come in for Chris Tucker. Somebody gonna bring something up.
Yeah, but that's for anybody, man. Anybody's like open to that fucking criticism, that whole cancel culture shit. I'm not doing any off some shit you did earlier in your life. And Hollywood paid you and scripted that shit for you to do that too. That's another thing that's fucked up. It's like, man, you another puppet on it. Like I know you was just reading your lines, but look at this. Look at this shit here.
But who wrote this shit though? Like you
did you know the directors and all that? Exactly.
Yeah, like
yeah, exactly. But they ain't gonna be responsible. They're not the talent. They're not in front of the camera.
But people love it. Those old movies sold, so many tickets.
That's probably one of the biggest franchises in the fucking movie culture show.
And it's hilarious and it's so authentic and it's like real interaction between two people from different worlds and shit like that. So like
they use everything, man. Language barriers, all that.
Right. Should we have an opinion on like they trying to basically do like the Me Too or whatever? I've seen a couple of videos surfacing of like some Chinese plays or Asian plays where they maybe, I guess, quote unquote, dressing up in blackface. Or I seen one earlier. They had, I think they was pretending to be Africans or whatever. They had a Chinese dude with like brown makeup on, and he had like a big ass. He was walking around with that shit. He's carrying fruit on his head and shit. It was like, should we care about those? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, ignorance is everywhere, bro. Ignorance is everywhere. Like I don't think like
should we worry about what they find funny over there in China?
You honestly can't like get mad at people because like ignorance breeds that type of reaction. So
especially and people's humor is disgusting these days too. Like
but at the same time, I think it's just all the intention of it. Like if you want to get a laugh or you want to have a good time, look good, like wholesome fun. That dynamic. Racism is funny. Like I don't give a fuck. Racism is it's funny. Like when it's tasteful and shit like that. But like when like people's intent is to hurt people, then of course, cancel that shit. But when it's like you just reporting, I mean, you can allow YG to talk about XYZ on record about gang banging and all that shit. So of course, people in this community is going to be, a victim to the shit. So I don't know, man. This shit is just too soft out here, and I don't like this shit.
Yeah, man.
Speaking on the funny racism. Oh no, go ahead.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Go. You got it.
Oh no, I was just speaking on but I was saying on a funny racism. Did y'all heard they was bringing a Chappelle show back to Netflix?
I did see that. I saw that.
I don't know, because did you watch? I mean, if you watch the Chappelle show now, it's like there's no way they can do that shit now. Especially like because they talk about gays, they talk about blacks, they talk about whites. People are too soft.
Yeah,
this shit can never. This shit can never
It's never gonna be the same. I think we already went through that whole phase of when we were like numb to the shit. Now
it wasn't even numb. It was just real. We was just real to ourselves.
You are right. And now just people, just like we always say, they're just more opinionated. That shit just gives you an option, and motherfuckers run with that shit now. Like,
bars. Yep.
Yeah, man. You can get mad about anything. You can shut down anybody these days.
Right.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think the Chappelle show could be the Chappelle show.
I feel like Netflix is too big. I feel like
go back in, like, if we was literally to go back in time, like if it was even just 10 years ago, I guarantee you half the shit that niggas be sensitive about, you'd be like, damn, so this the world, like none of it, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit is like, I was listening to like to some Cameron, Like nigga, about half the shit Cameron say he can't say no in these days.
Nah,
I'm saying
he can't even talk regular, man.
He used to say some wild shit. He used to say some
But do
wild
you-
shit. You know
Or
what I'm
even
saying?
like the
And
Boondocks. The
almost
Boondocks supposed to be
everything that
coming
they
back.
call it.
Oh yeah,
The
definitely.
Boondocks
Yeah.
supposed to be coming back. There's no way the Boondocks can rock how
They
was
got to come on
rocking.
Netflix, dog. They got to go to Netflix. I'm telling you, they already got the old Chappelle show on Netflix.
But you can't.
Don't you think there would have been an uproar?
You can't come to
already?
Netflix when Netflix is all about inclusion and every show got gay and every show got, you know what I'm saying?
They got a whole gay series, a whole gay category, a whole gay category.
Or when they put a black all black movies and it's just like the the wildest black movies, like Netflix is be I don't
Maybe
know.
Maybe that's why it can succeed, because they include everybody. Everybody getting paid.
But it's not gonna be its authentic self. Like the Chappelle show's not gonna be authentic self. Boondocks not gonna be all authentic self. Like you gotta.
It's gonna be watered all the way down. Like what we experienced is not gonna happen anymore. Like that shit was priceless.
Right.
Nigga,
and that's why it was so good.
Canceled, nigga.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Dog.
What got canceled?
Pepe Le Pew said he was a fucking womanizing, harassing ass. Like,
I mean, it is indoctrinating the children. You know what I'm saying?
He do be stalking hoes though. He do be stalking. I ain't gonna lie, that they got that right, but I don't even want to get into it.
I mean, nah, but it's because he does. It's because he thought she was a cat. I remember it was a cat.
She was a cat,
and he thought
it was a skunk.
Thought she was a skunk, so that was the thing.
Right.
Exactly.
Like,
how you just
that just messed up, dog.
They demonized the fucking cartoon.
But the imagery was still bad though. Imagery was still bad, but you know.
Yeah, because it was like sexual and all that.
Yeah.
He's trying to kiss her.
No, I'm talking about like the whole like just the idea of him coming on to someone who doesn't want to. Like,
so in return, can French people like blame them? Be like, oh, y'all portraying us in the wrong way because Pepe Le Pew was French. Oh, I'm mad because y'all trying to portray me as
all the Looney Tunes was like that.
Yeah, who was the one dude with the guns, the little mouse with the guns?
Like all that.
Yeah, the French mouse and all that.
Yep, he had the boots and shit. He was country. He thought he was a Western.
Was it the Speedy Gonzalez? Speedy Gonzalez.
Right.
You think Speedy Gonzalez can be around right now?
Yeah,
he can be around right now.
Had the sombrero.
That was some regular shit to me. Yeah, I was fucking with Speedy. I had no issue with Speedy. I was fucking with him.
Yeah, I fuck with Speedy.
See what I'm saying?
They had a bunch of joints.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, did y'all see the Space Jam trailer?
Nigga wrestling.
That Space Jam was crazy.
Space Jam trailer. You see, it's like kind of like kind of like Ready Player One and Tron and all that stuff like put together.
Did you see all the cameos they had? Yeah. Like their audience was all that shit. Just like you said, whatever. So hold on, who makes Space Jam? What production is that? Is that not Paramount? Is that DreamWorks?
I think Ron Coogler is involved too.
Oh wow, Black Panther. All right, so yeah, it's gonna be official. But I did peep how it was like in a whole nother universe type stuff. It looked like it's a
simulation
for the world. Yeah,
like a simulation,
something like that.
Yeah.
Even like when he turned from cartoon to human, and human to cartoon, and all that shit. Like, yeah,
simulation. It was like pixelated.
I can't wait to see that. Yeah. July.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
they come out in July.
Right after he won the championship.
Yep, July. Yes, will be, or he'll be in the finals.
Yeah,
Bron will be relevant. He will be relevant. I just saw them Air Max joints he came out with for his new LeBron.
Heavy. Them Jones. I ain't like a LeBron's in a long time, but them Jones are vicious.
Those, that's probably one of the nastiest that he got. I said that too.
I've never seen
them. Put them in there. Somebody post them up there. I gotta see them Jones.
Because I remember when niggas was on the early pairs of LeBron.
Yeah. Like the 3s, the 4s, the 8s are my favorite LeBron.
The first ones.
Yeah, the
10s, they just fell off somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Because I think they turned more into like performance type shoes, like on the court.
Yeah,
basketball shoes. I think that was more intention. You know what I'm saying? Like rather than some shit you just gonna be. I think that's probably what happened.
The new ones, you can rock that. You can rock them shits with like gear. Like they look all right actually. Like I can see niggas wearing that like a household shoe. Like that become like a popular.
But remember at around that same time, I think KD's had a shoe like his shoes fell off too, and it was somebody else. But I don't know. But for some reasons, like it was weird how like certain niggas' shoes just kind of just disappear and shit. You know, like you don't really see KD's like that no more.
Nah, you don't. But I mean, like even him, he just came back tonight and they whooped the shit out of who they play. I forgot who they. Oh, Pelicans destroyed them. But yeah, we'll see. KD joins I don't even know what they look like right now.
KD. He had a couple joints.
His old ones, yeah.
How many LeBrons does he got? He almost is he not up there with Jordan yet. He trying to catch him though.
Nah, he ain't there yet. He probably like halfway there.
He ain't got 20 yet. 15, 16, somewhere around there.
Y'all been tuning into this George Floyd trial?
The Derek Chauvin.
Yeah,
Derek Chauvin joint. Yeah,
that's been interesting.
This lady had did a little joint on the gram or whatever. So y'all been pronouncing his name wrong. It's French. It's pronounced murderer.
Nah, man.
And I spelled trail wrong. It said trail. I spelled trail wrong.
It's all good. But nah, that's been a little intense as of late. It's just crazy how you can see how like lawyers try to sway the opinion of like a witness, try to make them say certain things or curve like, you know, just little words to make them express something differently so the judge can take a different like viewpoint on shit. It's all a game of chess, that shit. It really is.
Yeah. It's watching a little bit of it anyway. It seemed like the defense is kind of like grasping for straws. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like this man was about to be put away for I mean, from the testimony, it sounds like he about to be put away for a while.
I mean, bro, how can you defend yourself with this shit? It's multiple people that seen you. All like, bro, all over the world saw you the day you did the shit. So it's like.
Yeah,
I mean, I couldn't even take on this case to try to defend this man. That's like morally disgusting. I don't even if it's your job, it's like, man, you still have the opportunity to say no. You know,
they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to keep going to that drug stuff or whatever. Keep talking about he was using drugs.
Of course, for the black man. Yeah, of course. That's rule
man,
number
it
one.
don't even matter. That shouldn't even matter though. It shouldn't even matter at that point because drugs or not, he was on that man's neck for too long. You know, regardless.
Yeah, drugs had nothing to do with anything.
Exacto. Welcome, Alex.
What's happening?
Hey, man, what's good?
Man, happy birthday again.
Hey, thank you,
Skateboard P.
Thank you.
I think going to the Derek Chauvin trial, I think the biggest thing for me is it's two things. How fucked up a situation it is for everybody involved because, like, think about it. Like, you're just the normal dispatcher, and like you have to testify, and like your character and everything is like being in the question in this situation. And granted, you want to do the right thing, but now you're like on trial as well for like you have to. I don't want to say you have to say the right things, but you have to answer remotely. However, I mean, like you have to answer in a dignified manner and everything like that, and to some questions that are probably like outlandish to you in your mind, but you have to sit there and answer in a dignified manner. And then the other thing is like literally like do your job. Like literally, this all comes down to do your job. Don't try to be the star witness and try to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to convict him myself as the training officer. It's like, nah, like I literally have to do my job. Whereas though my job right now while I'm on the stand is to just talk about my expertise, and my expertise is to talk about like what we did as the training and what was our protocol. It's not necessarily to talk about like what he did. And the same way with like the paramedics is like, and then this goes back to life too. So it's like if if the officer does his job, we're not in this situation. But if the officer allows the paramedics to do their job, then we're not in this situation. If the officer allows, like, you know what I'm saying, the dispatch to dispatch and have people on scene, man, I don't know. It's just literally like, just do your job, allow your job to, I mean, not necessarily try to take over the spotlight, take over the shine and everything like that. But yeah.
No, you're right though. Definitely especially on the integrity and do your job part. Like, man, just keep it 100. Don't just get it done. But if this does turn out to be some bullshit, man, the world's gonna be on fire. I'll tell you that right now.
What do y'all think will happen though? What do y'all think will happen though if like somehow this man get off? Like, what do you think the public reaction to be?
That's why I said the world's just gonna be on fire.
Just all across the board.
Yeah, man. That's just like a blatant, like, that's a dick slap in the face. That's the worst. It is. I don't see how, like, man, with all that shit that we witnessed, there's no way.
Hopefully, it don't turn out to be like no new Rodney King. What's it called? The Rodney King type joint. No shit like that.
No.
I mean, if you think about it, I think it'll be 10 times worse than what it was. And I mean, like 10 times worse than what it was during the summertime in terms of like all the marches and the riots and I guess the looting and everything like that. Not necessarily saying like that was right or wrong, but I think it'll be 10 times worse. Well, shit. Yeah, I think it'll be 10 times worse than what it was in the summertime for real.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I will say this: a lot of black people will be like, "We knew it. We knew it all along." Like, I mean, there's always in our mind, like we knew it. There's always a situation. Like even like we can watch this shit. I mean, well, some of us have been watching this shit throughout the entire trial and like listening, and you're still being able to hear like, "Oh shit, there might be a way that these niggas can finesse the system and finesse their way out right there and there off of just a technicality, or not even a technicality, just off the slightest of whatever the fuck, and allow shit to go left." And so that's why I say, like, I think, and y'all know the same thing, but that's why I say, like, black people would be like, "Yep, we knew it. It's always an opportunity."
Right.
I feel that way. I was listening on what's the joint, Clubhouse, the other day. They was talking about it. How well, not the other day. It was like a couple of weeks ago when they gave the family compensation. The city had given compensation, some millions of dollars or whatever. And they was talking about how that might sway the jurors or whatever, some shit, to say, oh, they got paid for it, so you know what I'm saying. Might as well let the dude off or some shit. I don't know.
Let who? Chauvin?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Because the family got compensated. So I don't know.
But that's a whole different matter. That compensation that the family got.
Yeah. But compensation to some people that looks like you're paying because you know there was a wrong, that y'all was wrong for doing that shit or whatever. So you should definitely go to jail.
Is this considered a speedy trial? Because this took a while.
Hey, no, it's not a speedy trial. But at the same time, Nipsey trial still ain't happening either.
Exactly. Nothing happened with that. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. So like, shit is opening up. And how's that going to correlate with the results of this?
And by shit is opening up, you mean by the world's opening back up with all these different states and the vaccine and all that, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
There's gotta be something behind that.
Yeah, man. I'm saying the weather, the shit opening up, the weather about to be nice. People gonna be outside, and you gonna hit that. It's like just, and then to say that he gets off. Just imagine the energy just amongst the people, man. You know, I think that should have caused a lot of unrest. You know, all over.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be
all different groups of people. Because to be honest with you, you ain't really coming across too many people defending this shit. Like anybody, you know what I'm saying? Left or right or whatever, whatever your political beliefs are, like whatever the fuck, ain't nobody really defending. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like almost, it kind of remind me of that. Remember what was that girl, Casey Anthony, the one that killed her daughter?
Oh yeah.
And everybody, remember, all across the board, like everybody was like, "Oh, that girl need to go to jail." Everybody thought it was over, and she got off. I remember I was shocked. Like I thought that shit was done. I thought she was finished. Right. And she got off. So when I seen that shit, I was like, man, if she can get off, anything is possible,
Hey, but Marcus, I will say this. One of my coworkers, a white guy, was talking about how in his group of friends, the conversation wasn't about what what George Floyd did, but it wasn't about what Derek Chauvin did. It was more about like what prompted George Floyd to get in that situation. So I think sometimes we like, especially in our community, we feel like, dog, this shit is like open and shut. But then at the same time, like some people have a different perspective. And mind you, these probably the same white coworkers' friends are probably some of the same people that are in a jury selection room. And those are the people that are going to make the ultimate determination. And it only takes fucking one person to believe, like, you know what? That shit ain't really happened like they say it happened. Like, and then
it turns out.
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
It's crazy though. This like one of the first times you see they literally had the Bama in the car. They put him in the car in cuffs and then took him out the car and put him on the ground and just knelt on his leg. That don't make no damn sense. He was already in the car ready to go.
And that's the thing, like even if you were to look at it from a perspective of saying like, what did he do? At a certain point, you're not supposed to be on somebody's neck that long. Like even if the nigga did do something to be in that situation, that you ain't supposed to just murder a nigga on the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're just not supposed to do that shit. Even if he did deserve to be in cuffs and deserve to be in that position, but you still not supposed to do that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to do that shit.
But that's the thing, and then the way the defense attorney and you're saying it, the way the defense attorney is playing this shit is like, the reason he was out there and he was kneeling like that is because he was patrolling. I mean, he hasn't said it, but he's like, the reason he was doing that like that is because he was patrolling the scene and making sure that everybody else that was out there wasn't becoming unruly or the crowd wasn't becoming too restful. So he still had to, quote unquote, handle the situation. And while he was doing that, he was while he had to handle the situation of George Floyd, but also manage and maintain the crowd, which is it's just weird as fuck to believe. Like, wow.
That's still
the crowd only formed because they pulled this nigga out of the car and put him on the ground.
That's some real shit too. Like that sentence right there. I don't know how to say his name. Yeah, put that back up.
Put that shit on the t-shirt.
Yeah, man. The current justice processes and
whoever the law enforcement or government trying to get, they're gonna get. Like, I don't know if y'all seen that on Netflix, the White Boy Rick documentary. They even got his ass too, and he's white as fucking snow.
I saw that movie.
But at the end of the day,
you gotta watch the documentary.
At the end of the day, the comment. I think at the end of the day, the general population, no matter what you think, the system is going to protect the system. The police are an extension of the government. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's who they work for. So they always going to protect their own over you. Right. For that goes for anybody. So of course we want to think that the system is going to be fair and it's going to be equal all across the board. But when does authority play fair? And the authority never plays fair, on any walk of life. So that's just something to have, always keep in the back of your mind. At the end of the day, it just is what it is.
This Bama died for $20 bill.
Yeah, man. But hey, I gotta get ready and log off. I gotta go do a little thing. But, yeah, man. Y'all go ahead and finish this shit strong. We'll get these crusty burgers out. I'll let y'all later. Thank you for the birthday wishes and all that. And
happy birthday, cuz.
Yeah,
thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Phil. We appreciate it.
I might get you in the overtime shit. We'll see.
Fresh with the fresh cut.
Out. Yeah, man, fresh everything. Fresh everything today.
Oh, he got on the Adidas. He got on the Adidas to match the crusties.
Adidas everything, man. Adidas.
Oh, you try to show the watch too.
Yo, I got the watch. I need to take a link out though. I ain't even want to do all that. I gotta take a link out. But nah, I'll holler at y'all, man.
Happy birthday, cuz.
Hell yeah.
Peace, man. Happy birthday.
All right, man. Peace.
Pinky P. 50. Yeah, man. Tough situations.
Facts.
But yeah, I don't even know what y'all want to get into right now.
But speaking of tough situation, at what age do you think is the great or the right age, to have the actual conversation about sex with your child? Like, when do you think is the right time to have that birds and the bees conversation? When's the right time?
As I got a middle schooler, I would say as soon as possible, because everything is just hypersexualized now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when I was coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had to like work to see some like nasty shit. We had to like borrow a DVD. We had to borrow a VHS. We had to, find somebody's father's nasty magazines or some shit like that. But now every kid got a cell phone and shit. So if you got a cell phone, you just got unlimited access to like, the darkest, nastiest shit. So I feel like as soon as you get a cell phone, it's probably logically as soon as you need to talk about, boundaries and stuff like that, you're gonna have urges. So when you start seeing that stuff mentally, you're gonna have urges and stuff. And then also, like, when you start getting to like middle school and stuff, because you're gonna see like older girls, that's like blossoming and stuff like that. So yeah, you need to talk about that stuff as soon as possible. Just not even the sexual act, just the sexual urges. And it's crazy because I don't think I ever was like, I never like was taught that or just like brung that to, a forefront. It was just kind of like, what I'm saying, sex ed, and boom, girls are here. And then next thing I knew, it was like a big paper bag of condoms on my dresser. And it was like, hey, use these. If you're going to have sex, use these. Yeah, that's me. That's my personal account.
Yeah.
Pointer at everybody.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think around that, I guess. Yeah. And the thing, I think a good time to, I guess, have that conversation is when they around that middle school age, because that's when they start, changing, and they start going, the hormones start kicking in and all that shit. So I think it's definitely the time, and tell them the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, through your experiences and the shit that you've gone through, you can kind of help them not make those same mistakes. So. I think that's definitely the time. And I would definitely say a lot, because that imagery, like you was talking about, that shit plays a big role, because you go from one thing where your mind, you thinking about Ninja Turtles and fucking Mortal Kombat, and and then all of a sudden you slip across the wrong page on the internet. And then that same willpower that
butt
you have
naked in April, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then now your interest, that same willpower you had to, all that energy you was putting in the video games, now that shit gets transitioned to sex. And the thing we know, how strong that sex energy is, like, for a kid to be getting involved with that shit at a young age, like, that shit could affect them going, into their future. So, because or not even just that, you wasting a lot of that potential. It's almost like you wasting your potential focusing on some shit you really don't, that does nothing for you. So something to think about.
Yeah, learning as I go, like listening to y'all. Initially, I'm thinking like right that 6th grade year, like right before middle school. I know some middle schools probably started middle school, but like that 6th grade year is probably like maybe ideal. But then you also got to understand your child's maturity level as well too. So definitely introducing it when you can and when you see fit. But I think that like 6th grade year is probably like crucial, not only because like are you like at the high end of elementary school headed to middle school possibly, but also like that's when a female's body or that's when the bodies start to change, as Marcus said. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, as you start to see that, you, as long as you like understand it and you're a little bit aware, and at the same time, I mean, you still having these ongoing conversations, or you should, it's possible that you should be having these ongoing conversations. And that way, when it happens, it's not a surprise, and you would rather you be the one. At first, I used to always think I didn't want my parents, or I didn't want to be the one having a conversation with my parents about some of these things. But if I'm not having this conversation, like who the hell are they going to learn from? Right. Are they going to learn from their friends? Are they going to learn from Joe Schmo down the street? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of kids, but a lot of kids do learn from their friends, though. Yeah. Shit, I done been told some bullshit. They gonna learn from friends. So cool.
Yeah, and if you learn some bullshit from your friends, and then even as you think about like going into a situation blind, like, and not necessarily knowing, you just going into a situation and you just fuck up and ended up in a situation just because you didn't know and you ain't had that conversation. Like you always thought I had a little bit more time to have that conversation. Man, I think it's probably best to be a little bit more open and forthcoming in conversations with your child as they continue to grow. And like I said, as you know, understand their maturity level, as well as knowing about not only I have a son, so not only knowing about your body, but also the female's body and how those bodies start to change at different ages.
Yeah, I think with anything,
and respecting their boundaries too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to nip all that shit in the butt. You got to nip that shit in the butt early. Like anything you can think of, like anything that come across your mental, and you just got to put yourself in his or her shoes. Like you got to nip that shit in the butt early because you don't want nobody else influence, over yours. Yeah. You want to blaze their own trail.
Though,
you want to.
What's so crazy though now is that like they have access to so much more sex, but it's like the sensitivity is higher too at the same time. So back when we was younger, niggas was like, come on, man. When we was in middle school and high school, you know how like niggas used to be like you know what I'm saying?
We used to play hide and go get it.
You probably can't get away. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't get away with half that shit no more. Well, I'm assuming I don't know what it's like for them now. I know they might still be doing the same shit.
But, school bus trips,
it didn't change, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, school bus trips. Like, come on. So yeah, so it's like,
no school bus.
Like trips. I said, but we didn't have as much access. But these kids now have access, while with more sensitivity. So that's just a different time.
And yeah, and they sending stuff in between each other. You know what I'm saying? Private messages.
Yeah, that too. Then they got
the
phones and sending pictures and shit. It's a different ball game. We ain't had to deal with that shit.
Right, because
somebody might have showed somebody a letter or some shit like that.
Right. We used to write letters. We used to send like pictures, like this is my picture, you know what I'm saying? And you write a note on the back of the picture, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that they was like they in talks or having a conversation about Instagram for kids too?
Fuck no.
Yeah, tell you nigga, Ready Player One is coming. That's the Ready Player One shit right there. They start these niggas early.
I ain't with it.
Let me get in here.
You're gonna have five-year-olds like with whole online personas and shit. They be like, oh no, this is just the internet me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
5 years old talking about, oh, this is just the internet me.
And at the same time, it's gonna be somebody's parent backing them too. Like, oh yeah, get them coins, get the the following. We're gonna turn this into money and shit like that.
That OnlyFans, fans out.
What was you about to say, Corey?
So as far as like teaching the kids, I mean, I ain't too religious, but I think it would start with like to start as early as possible. Basically with religion anyway, try to At least get them on the aspect of that they should know that they need to be married first before they, you know what I'm saying, try to get down and do the grown up, as they say, do the grown up. You know what I'm saying? I think if you start like you know, would you if y'all are religious or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you taking them to Sunday school or whatever, you know, I know how some folks do, but or anyway, just show them the Bible or whatever y'all looking at, the Quran, I don't know, whatever. But definitely get them on that religious aspect first. And I ain't saying drill it or whatever as far as like the actual ins and outs, you know what I'm saying? But definitely, I definitely do agree with what y'all was saying. Like when give them a foundation, exactly. And then like when we do get to middle school and all that, I'll definitely, like y'all was saying, definitely let them know what really happens and the more biological on the biological aspect anyway, on what actually happens. Shit. But yeah.
Do y'all think the personality of your child makes a difference too? Because you know how some kids, like even sometimes you can even see like siblings where one brother is like more like hip, you know what I'm saying, more into like what's going on, and the other brother might be more into like kiddie shit, more still like, you know, into childish things. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that plays a part too? Because you can kind of sense it in certain kids. You can be like, all right, I can tell this one, he gonna be into, you know, the social shit, you know, and this one right here probably just gonna be focused on. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like you can, because I see it. You'll see like, you know, just even like I said, two brothers, and they'll be completely different personalities, and you can just tell like, all right, this one right here.
Well, yeah,
watch out.
I only got one. I only got one, and this Bama said last November. November, this Bama said, you know, it's November. It's going to be rough. I was like, what? Just repeating some shit he heard.
Just being funny though. Being funny though.
Like, come on.
That's funny. It's gonna be rough.
That's funny.
Get out of here.
That is hilarious.
He already got a funny personality. Clearly, that's what's up.
Nah, he just like, I don't know, just in tune with like social media and shit like that. But don't really participate. Just play like the audience of it. But yeah, man.
What y'all got, man?
This was a question, and it really ain't make the show, but I'm gonna make it part of the show. When do y'all feel like y'all authentic self? Can y'all see that? When do y'all feel like y'all authentic self? Like what part of the day, what part of the year? Is it 100% of the time? Is it 50% of the time? 30% of the time? Is it with the fellas? Is it with, you know what I'm saying? When do you feel your authentic self?
Oh, anytime I'm not working.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Anytime I'm not working.
I got like a work persona, and I got out of that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers probably think I'm a drug dealer when I leave work. You're like, oh yeah, I got a whole different persona outside of that job.
Yeah, see, yeah, man. I mean, yeah, the thing, especially at work, is like you gotta kind of maneuver. You gotta play the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not even really like a freedom of expression. You gotta kind of like stay within the guidelines. You know, you come in there to get your money, so you don't want to my strategy is not to get too involved in shit. Like, just keep work and keep home. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get too involved in shit like that. But man. So yeah, I would say that definitely not work.
Man, I'm gonna go a whole different ball game. Man. I think it's when I'm coaching kids. You know? Okay. Like, because you get the opportunity to like not only like tell some truths, but you also get the opportunity to like be a kid, and you already know like having that opportunity to always like maintain your youthfulness is key. So, but at the same time, you're still able to like provide some level of discipline, some level of structure for somebody else, and then you also know you're able to give back, but at the same time they're giving back to you. So I think that's probably like one of the ideal times for me, especially in like the hustle and bustle of life. So regardless of whatever. So yeah, I think that's where I thought about. I don't know why I went there, but that's where I went.
I don't really hear people say
I feel
kids get back to them too. I don't really hear people say that.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It is, man.
Because they appreciate
like just when you do it just does something, like it really does. It like opens your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I think that's like a really and I think your guard goes down because to even add on to what he was saying, even just when I'm just with my kids, just being with them, it's like, you know, your guard is all the way down. So it's just like you can just it's like that unconditional love feeling, you know what I'm saying? So and then, you know, I even read something was like you're supposed to have that's how we're supposed to have love for everybody, like that love right there. You know what I'm saying? You know,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that in those moments when I be with my kids, I think that's probably the highest of that feeling. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I would say like any like trip to Walmart, that's my authentic self. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm wearing sweatpants. I'm wearing probably some busted ass J's. I'm wearing a hoodie. I got the hoodie. I got the hood over. I probably don't have. Yeah, my hair's probably like the
stains on my shirt.
Yep, I don't give a fuck. I'm just in there to get what I need to get. I'm not trying to impress nobody, and I'm dashing out. Yeah, that's my most authentic self. At work, yeah, I do put on like a block. Like there's some people at work that never heard me talk, and when I do talk to them, they're like, "Oh my gosh, he talks," like and shit like that.
90% of the people, it's the same thing over my job.
Or even if I tell them I have a podcast, I'm like, "What? How do you speak in front of people?"
You speak on
like that? Yeah, right. Like, yeah, like,
man.
I think
I didn't heard that shit work before. When they just want to be your friend. That's all. They just want to be your friend.
I know. Yeah, they trying to like maneuver into that that little niche. But anyway, yeah, but that's always been like my I don't know beliefs. Like I don't really branch out of my inner circle too much at all. And that was even in school. Like y'all never seen me. I used to like explain people to me like, oh, don't you know so and so or so and so? I'm like, nah. Have they been here? Have they been in this room? Nah, I don't know too tough. Yeah, I don't really branch out like that. If I know you, I know you. If I don't, fuck you. But yeah, my authentic self, and that's fine.
Shit, making beats too. Oh, shit, I like that
too. Right.
That's definitely it's a feeling of freedom. Just making beats and shit. That's
free time. That's free time.
Another form.
Yeah, or just like just shooting the shit with your friends. And this is exactly what this shit is, because I don't really pay attention to like, outside of this, but just shooting the shit, speaking your mind, not holding back. You kind of have like when you at work too, sometimes you just at like Thanksgiving or Christmas and stuff, you can't say everything that you want to say because you gotta kind of dial it back. You don't want to like ruffle any feathers, but yeah.
What about when you've been drinking? Do you consider that your authentic self as well?
Yeah.
Too authentic. That's too authentic.
Nah, I don't know.
Sometimes we can articulate things because I don't know, man. I want to say all the time because sometimes you could be taken to a place that you usually don't be at. You know what I'm saying? When you drunk, you know what I'm saying? It's like your mind can go to a darker. You wouldn't even been thinking like that if you wasn't drinking. You understand what I'm trying to say? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? So some shit like that. But it can go both ways. It could go both ways because then it could be times where you might not you would say some shit you normally wouldn't say, like some you already was thinking, but you got it out because you was, I guess, that liquid courage, as they say. But I don't know. It can go both ways.
That's a great question now. Yeah, that's a great question.
That's a real good question though. But I think it can go both ways.
Just like
because I do think that alcohol really like that spirit gets in you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that's not you.
That's why they call it spirits.
It's a life you wanted to live, but it's not really your authentic self. Yeah.
But I don't know, because that could be your authentic self. It's just like you've adjusted to like build a wall, you know, in your day to day, in your professional life, and then when you start drinking this, or you know, or even smoking and stuff, you kind of let that guard down, like you have no inhibitions and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's one thing about being, you know, a totally different person. Is one thing about being your true authentic self. I think that's two different things. Like if you like a Jekyll and Hyde type of drinker,
but we all have different sides of ourselves.
Yeah,
but then again, we all have different sides of ourselves, right? And certain situations bring out sides of ourselves that we usually don't, you know, express. So that's still you, right? That's still a part of your dynamic, you know, your dynamic self. You know what I'm saying? Like that's still part of you. So even even sometimes you'll see shit that come out, you're like, damn, I didn't even know I was capable of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit just sometimes shit just come out of you, you know.
So what y'all saying?
Your true self.
So what y'all saying is Corey?
What about the gym?
So y'all saying Corey a trifling motherfucker for earling out the window while the car is still moving?
Yeah. And I'm driving.
That was I don't know. This is your I don't know. Your truer self, not your most authentic self. Just your I don't know.
It's a good one. What you think? What was you saying about the gym, Corey?
No, I was saying that's another authentic. That's another authentic. I like that.
But you
no, it ain't, man.
Nah, you know what? I guess the authentic you would be who are you when you have your guards down, or 100%. That's your authentic self, right? That's you with no nothing to do. You know, there's no ego. There's your ego is your defense system. So like, you know, so I guess your authentic self is with no ego.
Or what about like when you backed in the corner, or like, you know what I'm saying, you down and out, and you need to make a move to get you out the, you know, out of certain situations. Is that your authentic self, or is that something you haven't tapped into? I don't know.
They also say your authentic self is when basically like when the cameras and stuff are off. I know we live in a cameras are everywhere mode, but like when you're by yourself and when you're truly like when for us it would be like when the night shuts down where everybody is asleep and you actually got a moment to yourself. That isn't because like what you do by yourself isn't like who you're trying to impress. You aren't trying to impress your fiance, your wife, your girlfriend, your son or daughter, anything like that. You're literally trying to what you looking at, what you consuming and everything like that. So
I also I've read recently, like especially with melanated people, the hours between like 10 and 2 is very like, you know, in tune with that certain vibration to find
10 and 2
between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Like that has something to do with that.
I be partying. I got the music on. I be partying. I got my little beat headphones. I be partying sometimes, yo. Listen to some
or just even those moments where you might wake up in the middle of the night, like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, you just staring at the ceiling and those thoughts that just be in your mind when you're just thinking to yourself and it's just you
on the toilet.
There's no TV on, just silence. You know what I'm saying? But for you just woke up in the middle of the night and just like you just thinking to yourself, whatever be on your mind. That's your, you know, I think that's a really authentic moment. You know what I'm saying? With almost everybody.
Sure.
So
yeah, that should be having me. That's what I do. I go downstairs if I can't go back to sleep. I'm sitting there laying in the bed. I can't go back to sleep. I go downstairs, put the headphones on, and just start listening to music or some shit. Yeah. Might pull me up a little drink.
To get to your authentic self.
That's right.
I gotta make a jump right here, and I really didn't prepare none of y'all for this. But remember we talking about reparations?
See,
a long time ago, like probably like in the summer. So apparently, Evanston, I don't even know what part of the world or the U.S. is this.
Illinois.
Okay, Evanston, Illinois. That's interesting. That's Illinois too. Interesting. Evanston is now the first U.S. city to pay reparation to black residents.
In what form? What are they doing? Because I heard some other reports too, like somebody doing some shit in California too, or whatever. But what's the form? Yeah, what's the form of reparations? Somebody.
I don't know.
Al Roker, please.
So what I remember, or what I forget y'all. What I remember, or what I heard is it sounds like I think some housing programs or something like that. So I don't necessarily know like money attachment or anything like that, but I think it is tied to housing programs.
What's this up?
It says Chicago Suburb City Council voted 8-1 to distribute $400,000 to eligible black households. Each qualifying household would receive $25,000 for home repairs or down payments on property. So that's what's that.
That's what's that. Some people are not gonna like that. Some people not gonna like that.
The program is being funded through donations and revenue from a 3% tax on the sale of recreational marijuana.
Yeah.
So this come okay.
Oh
wow.
Oh. See, that's how you get it done.
The city is pledged to distribute $10 million over 10 years.
And how many black folks have locked up over marijuana in that city?
Right. Also,
that's how you get it done.
Drug wars and all.
Wait, so they're giving out $10 million over 10 years.
10 years,
right?
You said 10 million.
So $1 million per year.
That's it.
That's what is that the reparation?
Right.
Yeah, they could do a little more, but
$10 million.
I don't know how big that city is.
Well, hold on. The $10 million is the reparations, right?
That's what it seems to be.
I'm just trying to make sure I understood. All right, so $1 million a year. Now, how big is the city? $1 million for how many people?
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that city sounds too big anyway. I ain't never heard no damn Evanston. Maybe it might be though. I don't know. 10 million in Chicago. Then I'm gonna be like, all right, come on.
What's their population? What's their black population?
73,000. 73,000 is the population.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, ain't bad. 10 million ain't bad. I mean, you can probably still do a little more, but 10 million ain't bad to start though.
They're just eligible to receive $25,000 for home repairs or down payments on property. So you can use that money for a down payment on property, which is outstanding.
Yeah,
$25,000 on home repairs, which is,
and I would say 90% of them. 90% of them black folks probably already own like maybe a old house that's been there for a minute, so they're going to try. Let's just go ahead and repair this. We ain't going nowhere.
Right.
It's a quick Google search said it's only it's 12,000 black, approximately a little bit more than 12,000 black people in Evanston.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 10 million is a good number. It's a good number to start out anyway. Still could be more.
Well, at least it's happening somewhere.
And they giving those people that they're giving them that every year for 10 years, or is it going out to different?
I just think that's just
every year. You see what I'm saying?
12,000.
That's just
like, is it a one deal? Is it a one time
right now? No, I think it's just an ongoing thing for 10 years.
It's 10 million over 10 years.
From what I'm
to
reading,
the same families, right? To the same families.
I ain't no mathematician.
Yeah, how do you prove? How do you prove? Like, you know what I'm saying, how do you prove like who is who?
I ain't a mathematician, but
I think I read something say that they you had to prove that your family was negatively affected.
Qualifying residents must
either.
It's right here. Qualifying residents must either have lived or been in a direct descendant of a black person who lived in Evanston between 1919 and 1969.
Okay.
So that 50-year gap, maybe is that 50 year gap? So
you said for that 25,000
because of ordinances, policies, and practices. So it's not been. You don't have. I mean,
you
can't just be a black resident. You have to have suffered discrimination in housing because of city ordinances, policies, or practices. So how do you even
Yeah, because if you do the math, if he just said it's 12,000 black folks in Evanston,
it's not for everybody.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying 10 million divided by 12,000. It's $833 for every 12 for everybody. Every 12,000. The nigga, I have a calculator right here.
Okay.
I ain't know. I had to do it real quick. I had to do it real quick because it's bothering me. I was like, oh, okay, you're right. So it's going to specific people. Okay. That's been there for a while.
Like, feel like an application or something like.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Ooh, they're gonna pay some money in DC for them.
Hey,
there's a lot of niggas in DC.
So this is where it gets confusing to me. So does that mean like me and my brother, right? Me and my brother grew up. I mean, my grandfather grew up in Evanston, right? Mm-hmm. Me and my brother are both in the process of like trying to get a new house.
Mm-hmm.
Are we both eligible? You know what I mean? Like I know, like that's where you know what I mean?
Would think so.
I don't know. I don't think it's.
I would think so.
Do we only get 1250
per family? I think it's per family. I really think they probably just gonna be like, this is where your family get because your family was a descendant of slaves in Evanston, bam, and that's it.
Run to read that shit again.
It says qualifying residents must either have lived or been a direct descendant of a black person who lived in Evanston.
Direct.
So I think
you gotta be a descendant.
Yeah. So if it's you or your brother, yeah, you still a direct descendant.
Okay.
Yeah. So y'all get your own shit.
I was just hoping it wasn't like. I was just hoping it wasn't like me and Marcus's brothers, and Marcus is in the process of like going through the home buyer process and did all this. It's good. Mm-hmm. And then me and we just who closed first in terms of who gets the 25.
Yeah, no, it's too many. It's too many of y'all out here trying to get this. Mm-hmm. I get it. That's what's up though. I seen. I know. I seen some other shit. I swear they're doing something in California too. I swear they are. I swear I seen some headline in California. So this is starting to pop up everywhere now. Then
I think North Carolina or South. I think it's North Carolina had something on the table too.
Okay.
It's just like, how do you like police that stuff?
I'm sure
that's why
it's not going to be.
That's exactly why
it's
taking this long.
Like, I mean, and you gotta look at it like even the whole concept of black, that shit is so like broad. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta really look back and see, you know, who was a slave descendant, because a lot of us come from different countries and shit like that. You know, mixed with different races and all kinds of shit. So you gotta look really back. They gotta look at the history and see who is like.
So like, what do you?
They can.
That's why it's taking us long.
You know what I'm saying? That's a slave descendant, without a doubt.
But like, what are you gonna look at? You gonna look at like deeds or like loans on houses and stuff? Like, how do you like?
Yeah, they're looking at all that shit. They're looking at all that shit. The same as that shit they look at when niggas try to prove that they Native American and all that other shit. They looking at all that shit. They looking at everything. Hey. And if one thing wrong, you're not getting shit. If one thing wrong, you're not getting shit.
But the thing is, what might fuck them up is the same way they had to. I think it might be wrong, but the way they had to claim their property, and a slave is technically considered property, so they had to have. I believe they had to have documentation, so that might allow the opportunity for, you know what I'm saying, like somebody to be like, I was a descendant based off of the property or the documentation that trail. I mean that is before me. I don't know, but yeah. Oh no, because
and another thing. Oh no, go ahead. Oh, all right. Well, another thing I was thinking about, because I know a lot of, like, especially for where we live at, like in the DC area, a lot of black people originally migrated from like the Carolinas, you know what I'm saying, or just down south from Virginia. So it's like, how would they, you know, you got to like, are they going to be like, all right, if you are a descendant of a slave from North Carolina, but you live in DC, you know, it's like, will you get reparations, even though you may be far removed from North Carolina, probably don't know anybody in North Carolina, your whole family from DC, but you might, your great grandfather, you know, might have been the one who migrated from North Carolina up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you get money now? Does that person get reparations?
I get what you're saying. I think that's why the
remember that there
Evanston
was a
Bama,
big
they said they
migration. There
do
was a
it
big
by
one.
time frame.
There was a big migration of black people from the south up north. Like so at one point I think we're during the Industrial Revolution when all those factory jobs.
Where did the records come from?
You know what I'm saying?
Like where all these records come from?
Census Bureau.
That's a government agency.
Ancestry.com.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Yeah, because that is gonna get murky too. Because they'll be like, "Yeah, we don't have records on that." Now you are trusting the government.
Exactly. And I guarantee you, it's gonna be some white folks out here talking about they black and they was here. Some Rachel Delizio's, whatever the lady name was. There's gonna be a couple of them out here. There's gonna be a couple out here that I need my reparations.
Some of them probably can, but the crazy thing is that there probably are some people who are white who probably have a descendant of a slave. You know what I'm saying? But just through the time they got washed back. Like if you look back, if you shit, you don't know. Like I think even on my father's side, there's like a white person somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you just never fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Nah, it is. Hey, you think we should do like one of them 23andMe's for everybody on this show one time?
I did one of them, John.
You did? Mm-hmm. What did it
say? I am 100%. I am 100% Nigerian, dog. Look at me, dog. Look at me.
You are Nigerian.
Nigerian.
You ain't do one of them, Joe.
You did? No, I did the joint. I did one of the joints. I gotta look at the. I gotta pull the shit back up. It was like it really like it breaks it down like percentages and all that other shit or whatever. But yeah, I'm a mutt, dog. I had a bunch of percentages.
I think everybody's like that though. Everybody's like that. You had to spit like in a cup or something. That's kind of
wild. What did I? Nah, we did a swab. It was a swab. Yeah, it was a swab. And anyway, I forgot how long it took. I want to say it took like at least a month or whatever. And then they send you an email and like, oh, this is where you're from in Africa. This is where you're from in Spain. This is where you're from. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, whatever. So you know speaking of swabs, another topic. Do y'all got a COVID expiration date? When y'all think this shit going? When you think we in the clear? We like a year in the shit.
What's today? It's April what? 6th?
It's not like March. It's not like March, mid-March. So like when you think we in the clear?
When
do you think we gonna be in the clear?
In the clear, the vid. Yeah. I'm looking at my calendar. Let me see.
Man, I really have no idea because even though they opening shit back up, but they still got social distancing and you still got to wear your face mask. So it's still 100% not out the clear because we still got to follow all those regulations and shit. So I mean, I really have no idea when that shit going.
I'm gonna say October. I'm gonna say October because they loosening strings or whatever right now, and I feel like they're about to start allowing folks to do like cruises and stuff out this train. When they start letting people do cruises, that's when you know what I'm saying. And I think Fauci, what's his name? Dr. Fauci or whatever. He already came out and said the U.S. is not gonna require you to have like a COVID-19 passport or whatever, some shit like that or whatever the fuck. So I'm like, yeah, I feel like they about to start being like, yeah, don't worry about this shit, dog. Just go ahead, go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? Just go on about your business. Just wear your mask, go on about your business or whatever. But I'm feeling like October would be once we get back to fall again. Because supposedly when it first started, they was saying like the warmer temperatures is supposed to dead the virus or whatever. I don't know if that was
last year
or not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Supposedly it was supposed to be well, maybe that was some Trump shit. I don't know. So it might have been some bullshit, but it might not be. It's a virus, I expect maybe some heat hit that thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm thinking at least October. Well, President already said December. He said we should be good by December when he got when he came in or whatever. He was like, I'm hoping everything will be back to normal by December, by next December. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm saying October. Boom. That's
you know how like history repeat itself, like how we always say that, like the Spanish flu, it was like 1917 or some shit like that. 1918. You know, like the head of the like health, the U.S. health shit looked just like he looked just like Anthony Fauci today. They like yeah.
Show me a picture. I know you got it. I know you got it. I know you have one. I know you have one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
History repeats.
All right.
Well, shit.
That's crazy.
Okay.
All right.
If I had to put a date, I'd say March of next year. Man.
Next year, 2022.
Damn, boy.
I say
March.
Nowhere. Only because, like, as y'all talked about, I mean, but you also gotta now we're actually getting studies for a year, and like me personally, I think you actually got to study some of this stuff for a year, and then you also gotta put in and play like these different mutant strands and all this other stuff that are going to fuck some other shit up, and then like, you know what I'm saying, I know we were able to get a good amount of.
I'm tired of hearing that.
A good amount of data from last year, but I want to see how they get data, how they collect data now that the vaccine is being rolled out, and like how the implementation with that. So I think we might not necessarily have an expiration date until next year, and that's just me, and that's off a quick guess, yo.
Yeah.
Damn, that's realistic though. Damn, I'm
I don't like these masks, man.
Yeah, man, and they do keep coming out talking about it's a new mutant strain or whatever. Didn't they just come out with a new joint yesterday in California or some shit? I'm like, fuck, how many different mutant strains are there, dog? Fuck, I'm trying to chill out this strain. I'm trying to go sip umbrella drinks, nigga. Yeah. Drink with umbrellas and them bitches. What the fuck?
You trying to drive the boat, Corey? Corey trying to drive the boat.
Yeah, I'm trying to drive the boat, dog.
Well, especially, you know, we definitely gonna definitely one thing a lot of people want to do is travel, and if we wanted to permanently travel somewhere else to another country, just based off the food alone, what country would you go to? If you could choose any country in the world to go to, just off the food to permanently live, to leave the United States of America, where would you go? Who will get you off the
Welcome to Jamrock. Welcome to Jamrock. Jamaica,
yeah,
it might be a little spicy for me sometimes, and I might need to have a restroom handy, but I'm going to Jamaica, yeah. Yeah, they got nice little Caribbean vibe. They got the jerk and everything like that. Yeah, man, I'm going to Jamaica.
I feel like I answered this question before. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep the answer the same. And it's not even really. I'm off the mainland. It's still America, dog. I'm going to PR, dog. I'm going to PR. The fucking.
He was a PR ambassador.
They have every dog. I'm trying to tell y'all need to get y'all a can. Yeah, y'all don't even fuck with pork. I know Randall don't fuck with pork. Can pork chops over there. It's fucking stupid. Oh my god, those are crazy, dog. Those are crazy, dog. Am I the only Southern nigga that eat pork rinds out this joint? Y'all niggas don't eat no pork rinds out this joint?
Nah, not no more. But back in the day, I used to eat
oh my god, all day. Oh my nigga, if you see a can pork chop, nigga, they got the fucking pork rind on that motherfucker. Oh my god, dog. I'm trying to tell you.
Corey, say it one more time. It's a what? The pork chop is a can.
Yeah, can
pork chop.
Can pork chop. Hey, you already know we about to move out that joint anyway, so you already know. You come on out this joint. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get you a can pork chop. You know what I'm saying? I send one to you, dog. Whatever you want to do. I get you a can pork chop. You want a can pork chop? Don't try to bang it, dog. Bang it. They banging. We can do seafood too. Oh no, I can't do seafood no more. I forgot. I can't. I just watched the what is it?
Seaspiracy.
I can't do seafood no more. I forgot.
Nah, man, pass the mic, yo. Pass the mic. I don't even want to hear nothing about that Seaspiracy.
I'm done.
Well, I'd say I was gonna go with Jamaica too, but Alex already said Jamaica. So another place I go to off the food alone, and their food is kind of similar to Jamaican food, is Indian food. Like I don't really hear people say they like Indian food like that, but I fuck with Indian food, man. It's very similar to Jamaican
butter
food.
chicken.
So I could live off that. Yeah, butter chicken, just all that shit, man.
Yeah,
It's
the
good.
butter chicken
I
do
like
be good.
Curry goat. They got curry goat. I fuck with their curry goats, and Jamaicans eat curry goat too. So same shit, you know. So
I ain't had no goat yet.
All right, another culture that's similar to like all the curries and stuff that people sleep on is my favorite type of Asian food is Thai food. They got all that curry. Thai food is bomb as shit. You don't like Thai food?
I don't think I heard. I haven't heard. I had Thai. I don't think I had curry Thai yet.
What? That's the best type of Thai food. Like they got the green curry, they got the yellow curry, they got the Penang curry. They got.
Give me a restaurant, dog. Give me a restaurant.
Where you at? Go to Laurel at Thai or Thai at Laurel, whatever that joke.
All right, I'm gonna listen to somebody on Uber Eats.
Mm-hmm.
You know I don't drive, dog. I don't drive. You got to bring that shit over here.
Yeah, and get that green curry. Oh, no. Matter of fact, get the lemongrass curry jump.
We making good money.
Yeah.
Get the what curry? What?
Lemongrass curry.
Lemongrass curry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lemongrass curry, and then the dessert they got the sticky rice with the mango.
Okay. That sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
I be fucking with the Asian shit. All right.
I think Thai's the best Asian.
See, ain't no Asian hate up in here. I don't know what they're talking about, but go ahead.
Hey, real quick, I gotta get this story off about Indian food. Yeah, I gotta get this story off about Indian food. Yeah, I can't do Indian food at all. I had two bad experiences with Indian food. The first one, it was like my introductory day at work. And like, you know, how, like the companies like take you out to eat sometimes. Like, so my company took us out, and for some odd reason they didn't ask me where I wanted to go, but we ended up going to an Indian restaurant. Oh my gosh, that was the worst day back in the office because I was literally running to and from the bathroom because I did not know what was going on. Terrible situation. The other time we went to we were celebrating somebody's birthday and we went to a comedy show. I mean, we went to an Indian restaurant first, and then we were going to a comedy show. Bruh, same exact experience running to and from, like, this is not going to work. So I am staying away from Indian food for the rest of my life unless I'm close to a bathroom. Bathroom.
You was eating all those vegetables and shit. That's where you was fucking up at. Because they be having a bunch of like vegetable sides and shit like that. So I think that's where you was fucking up at. You was eating that shit.
Spices. What were the spices? They be having some spices.
Yeah,
I be hearing them. I be hearing this joint tandoori, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I like
Uber. Yeah, I be hearing that joint. Yeah, they be having some joints. I get the butter jump, the butter chicken, or what's
tandoori chicken.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's a joint. That's a spicy joint I like. Yeah, that's a spicy.
The tiki too. The tiki masala.
The red joint. Yeah, and the tiki masala. I was like, everybody eat that joint, but the red joint, the tandoori joint. Yeah, that's the shit.
Yep. Can't eat, yeah.
I learned it. It's not for me.
It's not for me.
Or my stomach.
It's crazy how like just like so many different cultures have like the same flavors though. Like how Indians and Indians, Thais, and you know, West Indians and Trinidadians and Jamaicans have the same type of curry, but just different skew of the shit.
Different styles of flipping it up.
All that shit.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's like that whole like spice trade and shit like that.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
Super interesting.
That's why when Christopher Columbus ass got out there, he thought he was in India, nigga. God damn. damn, I can't tell no jokes in this motherfucker. I can't tell no jokes in this joke. Don't quit your day job. Don't quit your day job, guy.
Oh Lord. All right, so speaking about food, does any food give you Corey, you stupid. Any food give you goosebumps, bro? I think a good meal give me goosebumps.
Ooh.
Yeah. A good meal.
I probably say
goosebumps.
a song.
A song, yeah.
I think
but not too many songs lately.
A song that means
Old songs, yeah.
A song definitely.
Yeah.
A song that
Not
means
too
a
many,
lot to you definitely probably give you from.
I think movies when it like sync with the song, that give me goosebumps.
Yeah.
But not too many like movies overall give me goosebumps anymore.
Yeah.
Some of them ESPN like when they try and hit your heart, them don't give me goosebumps.
I think some things that give me goosebumps is like, I don't know, it'd be like the feel good stories, not only the ESPN Jones, but it'd be like the feel good stories where it'd be like, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe some of them, but some of them feel good stories be giving me.
When military people come home and like they dog see them or some shit like that, or when they surprise their kid at like school or something, that shit give me goosebumps.
Yep, all the time. Like somebody cutting onions. And then another thing that always give me goosebumps is like, I feel like when I be saying like some controversial or something that like some controversial something maybe not even controversial, something a new topic or a new thought, and like I feel like I'm just literally just saying all truth, and like sometimes like the hair on my skin just be rising, like I think that's what somebody needed to hear at that time. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Hell yeah. That's crazy though. Like what's like the science behind that shit? Like what do that?
Man, I'm gonna go with, for me, sometimes for that's the affirmation that I need sometimes, that either that I'm doing right, those are the right words that need to be said, or that's how I should be, especially when I'm in terms of like getting the goosebumps from like watching the ESPN or the feel good stories and stuff. But those are the types of moments that I should be living my life to like make somebody else feel that same type of way, or I should be living my life to be a blessing like that. So I don't know. That's somewhat where I go, but I don't know. It's a good question. Where is the actual science? See, look, boom. All right.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Yeah, I love it. But it feels like you try, like, I don't know, like we always like seek that story too.
Things like, I feel like it's like your soul like knocking, kind of. That's why I be thinking that shit.
Yeah,
it's like you know what I'm saying. Like this is your soul like expressing itself involuntarily. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why does that shit happen? Because you don't do it on purpose, it just happens. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it feels like it's like a spiritual. Like, at least to me, that shit feels spiritual. You know.
But yeah, I remember.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's probably our ancestors. That's probably our ancestors getting in touch with us. Like, yeah, you either said the right thing, you're doing the right thing, or that's the right feeling that you could be feeling. So yeah, and you already know our ancestors be with us throughout the day. So yeah.
All right, to even go deeper, do you think it's like ancestors? Or do you think it's just like you on a different plane talking to you? That make any sense?
Nah, that makes sense. I think it could be both.
Like, yeah.
Because two things can always be true. You know, I think it can be both. Like it could be like like we always talk about like deja, or sometimes we talk about deja vu and seeing different things. And so like it could be like, all right, yeah, this is the time, and this is exactly where you're supposed to be at this exact moment, and this is exactly what you're supposed to say or feel or what have you. And then at the same time, it could be like your ancestors, your guardian angel, whoever, your inner spirit, just talking to you like, yeah, that's the right move, or the same thing. So yeah, I think it could be both, especially if you in What you think, Marcus?
Yeah, I think it could be both. I think that you are definitely like we talked we said before, like, you know, you exist in multiple planes and shit like that. So, you know, it could be a form of, you know, yourself somewhere else and communicating back to you at the same time. So, you know, I definitely think that. Yeah. You like kind of try to align yourself and into one.
Trying to fit that I don't know. What do you call it? Parabola? Whatever. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely, it's from the movie. So, but yeah, it's the Fight Room Podcast. We didn't give away some shoes today. More giveaways. Maybe we do some more giveaways moving to the future. Stay in tune with us.
Hey, this was episode 52, man. This is episode 50. This milestone. Is a milestone for us, for real. You know, this is a milestone. So
yeah, I think we started like
shit should be celebrated, man. We actually did some shit for 50 weeks straight. Right. You know,
I think we started like April 20 something. I'm gonna figure it out, but I think we need to do like a year anniversary anyway. But yeah, it's the Fight Room Podcast, episode 50. Congratulations to our winners of tonight. You know, you get the hoodie and the shoes, and then in second place you get the gift card. Salute to you, staying down with us. It's the Fight Room Podcast. Check us out on our other shows, the Fifth Quarter Podcast with the sports, the Overtime with the unconventional topics, you know, enlightening your mind. But yes, the Fight Room Podcast. Hope y'all stay down with us for another 50. And we're just moving up. We're going to build with y'all. We're going to build with each other. That's all love, big baby. Hit him for it. Look, that shit was dry as shit.
That nigga must have got a can pork chop in his back pocket.
Right.
All right, peace, y'all.
All right, Jeff.